But first, President Biden's handling of the Israel-Hamas war is apparently not sitting well with many Arab Americans. Could that anger literally risk his reelection? The numbers speak for themselves, in particular in some swing states. Here's why. Michigan. Biden won by 154,000 votes in 2020. Census data shows at least 278,000 Arab Americans are in the state. Arizona, Biden won by 10,000 plus. The Arab American population there is about 60,000. Biden won by 11,800 in Georgia, where Arab Americans make up 57,000. Now, look, certainly not everyone votes, and there is no doubt that just the Arab population could make the difference if they truly abandon Biden in 2024. A poll from October reveals only 17% of Arab Americans say they will vote for Biden in 2024. That is a staggering drop from 59% in 2020. But he's trying to gain back some of the support. Seemed to almost suggest a more permanent ceasefire this week when he said Hamas unleashed a terror attack because they fear nothing more than Israelis and Palestinians living side by side in peace. To continue down the path of terror, violence, killing, and war is to give Hamas what they seek. We can't do that. But, of course, Israel has already resumed the bombings in Gaza. Biden's support has shifted also among other groups. His approval rating among African-American voters this year has dropped to 60%, the lowest it's been. His approval rating among Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, now below 50% for the first time in 3 years. How are Democrats not freaking out about this more? Joining me now, Scottie Nell Hughes, former Trump campaign surrogate and conservative political strategist. Andrew Yang, former Democratic presidential candidate who is now co-chair of the Forward Party, seeking to compete with the two major parties, and author of the book The Last Election. And Tony Powell. He's a former Imus in the Morning cast member and the host of Powell to the People podcast. Andrew Yang, how are Democrats not freaking out more?
They really should be. I feel like you buried the lead, Dan. His overall approval rating is, what, 38, 39% in most polls. 50% is considered where you want to be, and he's a long way from that. The Arab American flight from Joe Biden is real, and he's down in 5 of the 6 swing states to Donald Trump. It's why, in my opinion, if Democrats want to field the best candidate, they should be looking for someone who's not Joe Biden. Dean Phillips is already in the field. I joke that Dean Phillips should change his name legally to Generic Democrat, because Generic Democrat beats Trump by 7 or 8.
I had him on the show, and I introduced him as such. I was talking about the state-by-state battleground polls, and I said, Trump beats Biden by 4 points in the battlegrounds. Generic Democrat beats Trump by 8. I said, my next guest could be that generic Democrat. And I looked at him and said, sorry. He's like, no, I'm happy to be that guy. Anyway, Tony, what do you make of this?
I think it's a whole bunch of nothing. It really is. I mean, we're talking about a poll that happens in December of 2023 for an election that's not going to happen until November of 2024. Yes, Arab Americans should be upset. They should absolutely be upset with Joe Biden and initially siding with our ally, Israel. But I think we need to start to parse it a little bit more. We need to be a little bit more nuanced when we talk about
But politics is about momentum, right? And the momentum is going firmly against Joe Biden, even though the economy's looking better, all the sort of metrics that one would expect, and Biden's poll numbers are sinking. I don't see what's going to get him out of this.
Well, hence why I want to respectfully disagree.
Guilty verdict?
Well, not necessarily, because every guilty verdict is creating more of a momentum behind Trump. This is why I respectfully disagree with you. Okay. Arab Americans traditionally on domestic issues have aligned more with conservatives and Republicans. It's been the international policy where they have seen, as well as the rhetoric that's come from the Republican Party, hence why they've always been on the Democrat side. There is a major shift in alignment happening right now amongst major demographics, and you have to put a lot of the credit, as much as I hate to start the show off, to Trump. Those numbers about the African Americans that are not liking Joe Biden, even more surprising, 22% are aligning behind Donald Trump for the first time ever.
The generic Democrat beating Biden, it's same in reverse too. Generic Republican beats.
We have a lot of generic Republicans. Have you seen our primary lineup? Well, there's a lot of generics.
And you're about to field, in my opinion, the least electable of those choices. Not the least, because there are a couple others in there that might. But Trump's leading Biden in these swing states, so that's true. But also, I think if you had Nikki Haley in there, the lead would be even bigger.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.